It's not much of a kit, but it's a good start. What's up guys, welcome back to Car Studio. I'm your host Yusuf, and today I wanted to talk about the turbo kit I installed on my BMW E30. Now if you're like me, any kind of major modification on a vehicle, you spend lots of time, even hours, sometimes days or months, researching the process and the labor and the parts involved. And before I installed this, I didn't really see any YouTube videos or threads on forums or anything that really gave me the confidence to jump right in and do it. And finally I just said, you know what, I'm capable, I'm going to go ahead and order the kit, and we'll just take it step by step. So I kind of wanted to make this video and just to review the eBay Turbo, what I think of it, how hard was it to install, and just tell you my experience. So let's get right into it. All right, let's get this hood popped and talk about what's underneath of it. So let's talk about the first step, and that is mocking up the manifold and turbo itself. So I was very impressed with how well the manifold fit. It bolted up fine. I was able to use all of the factory studs and nuts, and usually with these eBay manifolds, they're just not fitted very well, and you end up not being able to use all the hardware. Or, you know, they don't fit flush against the head. However, this one, and it is a stainless steel manifold. Sorry, the lighting's not that great, but you can see it kind of shining there. It actually was really good quality. It fit against the head nice and flush. The only thing that I had an issue with was the exhaust manifold gasket they gave you. Now, I had the factory one. It was a factory replacement. It wasn't the original one, and I decided to go with the one that they sent, and it blew out in like the first 10 miles. So don't use their exhaust manifold gasket. Just get you like a Victor Rhines replacement, which is what I have, and you can see it comes with the factory heat shield and everything, which is really nice. Now the kit that I bought and that I'm going to link in the description, it did not come with a downpipe. So I kind of threw this one together. I'm going to do better than this. I just haven't had a chance to. And I just got this bung right here off eBay. You can buy them for like next to nothing, and I'll link that as well. Once you get your manifold on, and you don't want to go ahead and bolt anything on tight just yet. This is all mock-up. Next step you want to do is get your turbo on and get it clocked, okay? So once you figure out where your intercooler piping is going to come into, that's when you can clock your turbo and bolt everything down, you know, for good. And so the way I mounted my intercooler is in the front here. You can see the piping there, right behind the kidney grill. Now, in order to do this, I had to drop the auxiliary fan, which in my car didn't work anyways. And that's not something that you really need. It definitely will help in the summertime with your air conditioning, but an electric pool fan will do just as well. So, and if you don't care about air conditioning, you can mount your intercooler lower behind the lower valence. But like I said, I wanted to keep my air conditioning. And I don't know too many people that were able to do this. I'm going to crawl under the car and show you how I did that here in just a little bit. But basically my intercooler is mounted up there behind the kidney grill. Doing this makes the amount of hose clamps and silicone boots very minimal, and that means less boost leaks, less charge pipes blowing off, things like that. So right off the turbo, you can see it comes off here, goes into the blow-off valve, which this is part of the intercooler kit, and this is a bolt-on blow-off valve. It's the one that comes with it. It's worked great. I haven't had any problems out of it. And then from there, it goes straight into the intercooler. So you can see right here, only 2 boots and a very small piece of intercooler piping is used. You don't have a bunch of turns and hose clamps, etc. This boot right here, again, like I said, this is not much of a kit. So that 90-degree elbow that I bought is actually a 3-inch to 2.5 inch, because the factory turbo kit, or not factory, I'm sorry, the turbo that it comes with, it does not have that same outlet. It's bigger than 2.5 inch, like I said, it's 3 inch. So you have to get that as an adapter. Coming around to this side, and again, right out of the turbo, got a 90, very small piece of intercooler piping. I actually had to cut this to make it fit into your AFM. Now, to get it into your AFM, what you need is like a cold air adapter, like I've got here, and you can buy these online. You will also need this adapter. Again, I'm going to be linking these in the description. You can also make one of these. They're not very hard. It's just a flat plate, basically, with you know, a 3-inch or whatever size you want to go into it. So the intercooler piping in the kit is 2.5 inch. Going into your AFM, it is, I believe, 3 inches is what comes in these kits. So I had to buy this Mishimoto adapter, or reducer, whatever you want to call it. Then, from here into the intake, you can use your factory intake boot, but let me tell you, you will blow them apart in no time. They do not last very long. Literally, like the first time you boost, you're going to blow it to pieces. From the factory, you know, that's not made to have positive pressure. It's just pulling vacuum, basically. And when you put it under boost, anything over like 4 to 6 pounds just blows holes in it. So again, link in the description for this right here. This is a CX Motorsports intake elbow. It's made specifically for the M20. And it leaves you some options here. So right here, this would be used to go into the crankcase ventilation, which I will get into in a minute. And it's not needed in a turbo car. You actually can't use it anymore. And what you would put in its place, which I haven't done yet, is a oil catch can. And that's something else I need to install. I just haven't got around to it. So back over on this side, let's talk about this guy right here, your crankcase ventilation tube. So again, from the factory, this goes underneath your intake, snakes around, and goes into the intake elbow. Now, that is fine for a naturally aspirated car, but once you start building boost, you know, you're basically pushing, you know, whatever your boost pressure is, in my case 12 pounds, into your crankcase, into this valve cover. And what that does is it will literally blow out every seal and gasket in the engine over time. And in the short term, it'll just blow out all of your oil. So maybe my ignorance, no one told me, but the first time that I drove this car after turboing it, after finishing the setup, I lost all 5 quarts of fresh oil that I put into it within the first 12 miles, and it was because of that. And the car was smoking, and there was oil all over the place under the hood, and I was just so excited to finally have built a turbo car that I was just, you know, out reaming on it and everything. And when I noticed my oil pressure gauge was at 0, which that's a very important thing, make sure you get an oil pressure gauge. Don't rely on the factory dummy lights. Once I realized that, I was like, oh no, I better check my oil. There's no way it has 0 PSI. And sure enough, no oil. So what I'm doing right now is this is just vented to atmosphere, and I've got it capped off on the aftermarket intake elbow there. But here, sometime this winter, probably when I redo this engine, I'm going to, I already have the oil catch can, but I'm going to install the oil catch can. So next thing to discuss is injectors. So the factory M20 injectors are only 12 pounds, or I'm sorry, 12 pounds, 17 pounds. And you really need at least a 19-pound injector before you get a tune. Anything over 19 pounds is going to just flood the cylinder walls, because the factory M20 computer can't keep up with 21-pound injectors. So a good upgrade is just some M52 injectors, and these are green tops, which are right here, you can see they're green, which are 19 pounds. So the 21.5 pounds that I tried running in it at first, those are blue tops. Like I said, the car ran amazing at wide open throttle, but anything before that, just cruising speed, it was just running super rich. It was smoking black. It was burning my eyes. It was just running so rich. So again, just to recap, the factory injectors are fine for low boost. I'm running 12 pounds, and these 19-pound injectors are doing okay. So something else that I noticed wasn't really discussed very much on the internet is how to do your oil feed and also your oil drain. And forgive me for how dirty my car is. It hasn't been driven much lately, and I've got an oil leak from my valve cover, I believe. But anyways, so in the turbo kit, it comes with your oil feed line, which is 1/8 inch NPT, and it also comes with this T right here. Now, that will work in most applications, but BMW, their factory oil pressure sending unit, or sensor, I'm sorry, is a different thread. So what you have to get is this adapter up here. I will link that in the description, and that changes out. I'm not real sure of the thread size right now, but it will make it from that metric to that 1/8 inch NPT. Then you can use your factory or the turbo kit's T right there. This is for my aftermarket oil pressure sending unit that goes to my gauge. And then this one to the right is capped off, and that goes up to the oil. That's your feed line right there. Now the drain right here, this is all included in the kit as well for the drain. And it comes with like a little bung that you have welded on. You got to drop your oil pan. If you want to do it the right way, there's some that like thread in or JB weld on, I don't know, but I have access to an aluminum welder, so I just dropped the oil pan, had it welded. And then this is your oil drain line. This is a hose with AN fittings. That all comes with the kit. However, to run my, to keep my air conditioning, I had to buy one more AN fitting just to miss the lines and also the manifold. I hope this video explained the process and maybe changed your mind about an eBay turbo kit or just a turbo kit in general. Like I said, I spent a lot of time researching, and I wasn't very enthusiastic about doing it, and I put it off for a long time just because people's comments and suggestions. Most of the time they didn't even know what they were talking about. They didn't know firsthand that these kits are junk or if they were good. Now I'm speaking from me that's owned it for a year and installed it myself, that this is an excellent just entry-level turbo kit. You know, for 600 bucks, a total of about 1,200 all in with the extra parts, you know, you can have a good reliable turbo car. And it definitely is faster. This car makes around 240 wheel horsepower on 12 pounds of boost and basically stock injectors and stock tune. And in the future, I do plan on mega squirting it and, you know, seeing what I can get out of it. But for now, this car really moves out with 12 pounds of boost. It only weighs, you know, 2,600 pounds. And it's definitely awakened the car and made it more fun. So, yeah, don't hesitate to buy this kit if you're for sure want to turbo your car. And if you have any questions, just mention them in the comments. I'm here to help. And thanks for watching. Please